Well, Manchester United are through to the finals against Manchester City, a repeat of last year, the Manchester Derby, take two. And I tell you something, if we play anything like we did today, there's not even any point turning up to Wembley. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's like someone's writing a script. Manchester United completely dominated the first half. We're playing good football, and I was even saying, I wish we could play like this against Premier League teams. Coventry, they put up a good fight, but they're a championship team, and they're 8th in the championship. And I was saying, if we can do what we did in the first half and get to that level against Premier League teams, then we can see something. 3-0 up, I thought, we're cruising here. I'm going to be back in Manchester before, just in time to have a nice sleep, wake up tomorrow and start my new week. But no, we had other plans, and that mentality creeps in again, making the wrong decisions on and off the ball. Physically we looked drained, mentally we looked drained, and the team just started to completely collapse. It's just a complete capitulation. And isn't it funny that Alejandro Garnacho in the game against Chelsea, where we're winning the game, he comes off, we end up losing. In the game against Liverpool, we're winning the game, he comes off, we end up drawing. Today he comes off, and that's where the downfall started. And I'm not saying it's because, any in particular player came on. I'm saying Ten Hag cannot be subbing his best players in a game that is a must-win for him. This is something that could save his job. His job is on the line, and you take off Alejandro Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo, two players who have dragged you through this season, who have been the shining lights of this season, and this is a must-win game. I understand managing minutes. I understand the fact that Kobbie and Alejandro can't play every single game for the full length, but the Premier League's basically written off at this point. We're not in Europe. This is your only chance. This is your only chance to save your job as Manchester United manager, and this is Manchester United's only chance of coming away from this season with something to show for it and having a silver lining. Eriksen into the midfield was an absolute disaster, not only because his legs aren't what they used to be, but you have not only that, Maguire, who was half injured, and Casemiro was a centre-back partnership behind him. Slow, lacklustre. I mean, Maguire put up a good fight and he was good in the first half, but you could tell he was injured. Casemiro's slow. Literally can't keep up with the pace. And this is against Coventry, and then you throw Eriksen into the mix for Kobbie Mainoo, who is giving you all that energy, giving you that legs, was your best player. It's the wrong decision. It's bad in-game management. And I know a lot of people wanted to see Erik ten Hag succeed. Myself, I honestly really wanted it to work out with Eric, and I still do. But you can't obviously the players, you've got to put some blame onto them for how it went today, because it's a mentality thing, and it starts to creep in and we start to capitulate. But Erik ten Hag's in-game management, it's terrible. And for this to happen continuously across the season, it's not good enough. It really isn't good enough. Also, it's embarrassing. Andre Onana today single-handedly saved us from one of the most embarrassing losses in Manchester United's history. I was sat there in extra time thinking, do you know when that Coventry goal went in and offside by like a fraction helped us out? By the way, the Wan-Bissaka handball is never a handball in a million years, especially when the Grealish one, literally yesterday, didn't get given, and it was way more of a handball than what that one was. Where is the consistency? I feel like Nottingham Forest, where is the consistency? But reffing aside, the offside, we got lucky with that. Andre Onana pleading with the ref, it ended up looking like it went to VAR. He got offside and we had a saving grace. But the penalties, I want to give a big shout out to Andre Onana. Actually, he spoke a little bit here, seemed calm, composed. He's someone who can walk out of here with his head held high. Played the game really well. Yes, he took 2 yellows, which is unfortunate, but he got in the heads of the Coventry players. This is what you have to do. Emi Martinez, and I'm sorry, obviously there's levels. You are against Coventry. It's not as if we're in a World Cup final, but Emi Martinez is the master of doing that. Andre Onana used similar traits today. His personality. He was putting Coventry players off. He made a big save, and he was big in the mind games for the penalty that they missed that ended up sending us through. Rasmus, obviously a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He's basically been fed nothing the entire game, and he has to go up at 21 years old, first time at Wembley, to score the winning penalty, and he puts it away with ease. The confidence oozes from him. I feel sorry for him. Yes, is he the finished article? No, but he's absolutely working so ridiculously hard, and even against Coventry, you thought he'd get some opportunity, but nothing much there for him. One thing I do want to say, Amad Diallo, I don't get how he's not getting more time. I don't get it. He came on and he was so bright again. and he deserves more minutes. I don't understand why, when we're underperforming so massively this season, especially in terms of scoring goals, why is Ahmad not getting more time? You know, the games he's played now, he came off against Liverpool, had an amazing cameo besides his goal, and his goal was superb. Against Bournemouth, he came on, and we ended up winning that half 1-0. The first half we lost 2-1, and then today again he come on and he looked really, really bright. He needs more minutes. It's something I question Ten Hag over. If I can bring out one positive, and it's really tough, I thought Amari Forson came on and did really well and got stuck in and played for the badge. But you know, this is like rewarding, stuff that is really kind of just basic expectations. I think Forson stood out for looking good because everyone else was knackered and looked so poor. There were so many promising academy players on the bench that I feel like could have come on and done a better job than some of the players that were already on the pitch. One thing I would say is I thought Bruno Fernandes had a good game. I prefer him in that deeper role as an 8, I'm going to be honest. I think he's much more composed on the ball. He dictates the play better. He was someone that I thought played well. He just looked absolutely knackered towards the end of the game. He really did. But the capitulation of Manchester United, this is where we're at. Ten Hag, I think, was too slow to make certain adjustments. In the first half, the wingers, I feel like, should have swapped sides a lot earlier. Rashford constantly going to him, and there was not really any change coming out of it. Could have swapped that over and used Rashford on his right foot on the right, and used Garnacho's flair on the left. And I thought the substitutions really put us under the cosh and really put us under the pressure. Can Ten Hag survive this? That's the question I asked to you guys. I think it's a very, very long road back. There was the Glazers here tonight, Sir-Jim Ratcliffe's here tonight. Sir-Jim Ratcliffe ran a marathon today. Can he do a job for us in defence? We've got that many injuries. Scott McTominay's just off limping down the mix zone. Rashford's limping now down the mix zone. Injuries are striking us. We look like we just need a break. We look like we need to start from scratch and build our way back up. Do you give Ten Hag that chance or don't you? Because if it wasn't for Andre Onana today, this could have been the most embarrassing capitulation that Manchester United has ever seen, genuinely, and Ten Hag would not have been able to come back for it. And even though we've won the game, I'm going home disappointed because it was such a poor performance in the end. The start, it got me excited, and I thought this is going to be a nice easy day out, and in the end it was just so poor. I can't describe how poor it was. It was shambolic. And it's like when Dallo and Onana are trying to get the fans up for it, and I get it, but it's like the fans have been with you all season. There was United fans leaving Wembley, and they've had enough. I always stay till the end because I'm always going to support United through thick and thin, no matter what. But fans have had enough of this. It's just the same record on repeat. We need to start from scratch. This season's a write-off. City in the FA Cup final. If you're in it, you can win it. But wow. We've got to last more than 13 seconds, which is what we did last year, but it's going to be a really tough game. I'll see you back here for Wembley. I think it's the 25th of May. I think that's the final. It's going to be a tough ask. Man City, if they play like they did yesterday, and United are on the best game ever, maybe, but anything like we've been this season, and we'll get absolutely hounded, and it could be one to forget. But we're in the final. You've got to be in it to win it, and that's the main thing. We're through, and I'm happy we are through. It just feels really bittersweet because of the performance, to be honest. Few little positives I can take out of it, but all in all, wrong substitutions from Ten Hag, and this mentality creeping in again. Mistakes, individual mistakes, team mistakes. But look, everyone, get in the comments what you think. Name what you think you would do with Erik Ten Hag and with this team this season. Do we have any chance against City? Let me know. Please hit a like on the video. I was up at 5 a.m. this morning, not going to get home till 2 a.m. and we will see you on the next one.